What's up, guys? In today's video, we are going to be checking out some unpopular itch.io games. We are going to be determining whether these games are unpopular for a reason, or if maybe there's some hidden gems that you should check out for yourself. Before we kick off, I just want to say, please don't send any hate over to these devs. That's not what we're about. I just want to showcase these games. If I'm given any kind of negative feedback or criticism, it is just to help these developers get better and to create better games. I come from a game dev background, so I can say from firsthand experience that it is hard to make a game, and it's even astronomically harder to make a good, entertaining game, especially with little or no budget like most of these guys probably have. The intention is not to, trash on these devs, but just to give them some positive encouragement and maybe some criticisms if I see areas where the games can be improved. That being said, if you are so inclined, please go check out these game devs channels and give them some positive feedback, give them some encouragement, help lift their spirits and create a welcoming environment. Again, from that same background, I can say that it is super, super meaningful when somebody drops a comment on your game or just reaches out. I hope that we can spread the word on some of these games. Hopefully they're all really awesome and we don't have anything negative to say, but we'll kind of see how it goes. And then one more note, all of these games I have not played at all. I'm going in 100% blind with the exception of School's Out, which is going to be one from today. I played it for just a little bit, and then I had the idea to kind of start this process. So let's go ahead and look at the methodology. I went to the popular games tab, and my first thought was just, okay, these are popular games, so the ones at the bottom of the page have to be not popular games, right? So I'm scrolling. I got a video on my second monitor and I'm just ripping away, man. And after maybe 10 minutes, I decide, okay, we're pretty far down. Let's go ahead and start seeing what we find. And it wasn't unpopular games. It was just games that were popular longer ago. So I'm looking at like 10-year-old games, but they still have, hundreds of thousands of downloads and people are commenting all over it and all of that. My next thought was to go to the last 30 days and then start scrolling down. And then that's where we really found some of these games that were less popular. I didn't necessarily pick the single least popular games, but some of these just seemed really interesting to me. So since I am under the weather and I'm currently drinking a hot tea, I think we're going to check out Bobarista first. It's something about it just calls out to me, and we're just going to jump right into it and check these games out. So kicking it off with Bobarista, one thing I really got to commend right off the bat is the fact that it's playable in the browser. I know that every game isn't necessarily available to be played in the browser. I understand like the technical limitations that come with that, but it is really nice to not have to go and download every game. I don't have to deal with Windows telling me, hey man, this might be a virus, I can just kind of hop right in. So right off the bat, art style looks cute. I like this like crayon style aesthetic. I think that's the first thing that kind of stood out to me. Let's go ahead and see what we do. So I've got people, please help me repair this broken cup of mine. Of course, I'm here to help. I accidentally bumped into my cup and it fell. Luckily, I was able to keep all the pieces. This is one of my precious collection. Yes, I will be careful. All right. Simple enough. Just drag. Oh, I love the little art. The little line work is very, very cutesy. My microphone is blocking a portion of my screen, so... Oh, it looks like we put glitter glue on it. This art is interesting. It's like it feels surreal. Like that glitter glue was super realistic, which is kind of strange in comparison to everything else, but it seems to work. I always did like a bit of gold. Well, you better, because like we made it that way regardless. Would you also like something to drink? You got a cup, you might as well put something in it. A warm soy milk tea with vanilla and pearl. Lukewarm vanilla soy milk tea with no sugar. Am I supposed to know how to make a vanilla soy milk tea? I think that's gonna be like a black tea. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Soy. Yeah, we botched that one, brother. Oh no. She wanted what? Boba? Vanilla soy milk tea with no sugar. Oh, lukewarm. Okay, perfect. Yeah, she's not gonna like this one, gang. Hey, pop the straw. Oh, I gotta get it in the center. Okay. Rating great. Okay, so she did rock with it. Not too bad. You got absolutely no tea, but she's not too upset about it. Okay. Let's see what this notebook is all about. Oh no, this is like a store. Okay. Oh wait, let's see. Oat milk. So I was curious if it actually like keeps track of those things. What is this here? Oh, we could trick out our ride. I like that. That's drippy. Okay, all right. Little egg wheels. Yes, sir. That's super chill. Oh, this is cute. I really like this. Those are nice. This platypus guy looks like he needs a pick-me-up. Hello, what would you like to order today? I'd like to order grape jasmine cashew tea with lychee jelly, normal ice, and extra sugar. Coming right up. Okay, thank goodness I don't have to memorize that. There's unlockable cups, which is pretty neat. Also, missed opportunity that we didn't put that first lady's tea in the cup that we fixed. Maybe the glue wasn't cured. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So jasmine tea, grape flavoring. All right, okay, put me in, coach. I'm a barista. Oh, cashew tea. So she's gonna want some cashew milk or lychee jelly. Wonder if I could put extra, like just like absolutely load it up with lychee jelly and see if they like it. Grape jasmine cashew tea, normal ice. Ka-chow. And then extra sugar. Beautiful. Gotta love a man who knows what he wants. Wow, I hope I made $100 on this cup. All right, so he also thought it was great. Maybe I have a career in boba tea making. So I guess this is like the total number of teas that we've made, how much bread we're collecting on the side. Oh, hey, she's back, the little old lady. All right, let's see what she wants. Oh no, she's crying. Don't you care? I get it too much. Oh no, what? Are you okay? Would you like a bubble tea? Okay. Oolong milk tea, extra sweet with ice. Oolong. Easy peasy. Oh, we didn't fill the cup. She's not gonna be happy with this. Oh no. I just want to see what happens if we just completely botch it. She's already having a bad day. Normal ice, nah. We're making it a hot tea. And then absolutely no sugar. Yeah, she gonna hate us, bro. And then I'm not even gonna put the straw in the cup. I'm just gonna hand it to her on the side. Rating meh. Okay, so it's got like some good logic, I guess, to understand. Thank you for being here. Damn, she hates the tea. She hates it. Oh no, she smiled. We're chilling. Now I'm gonna take care of myself better, not just smile through it. Of course, take your time, one sip at a time. Hey, the tagline for the game. Awesome. So there are a couple of things I think that work really well. The overall art style is pretty awesome. I really enjoy, like I said, like these trees, these backgrounds. It's really cool. The gradient for the sky. It's nice. Overall, I think the game does some things pretty well. I will say there's like a little bit of conflict in the art style that I'm not the biggest fan of. Like these are crisper. I don't know if they were made by like a different person or whatever the case, but like these are very crisp and these are like kind of muted. I understand it's a background, so maybe that was a stylistic choice. There's also not, it's simple enough to understand, but there's not really any kind of lead into the game. It just kind of drops you in. Of course, this game is still super early in development. So I think they said they're on very early build of a short demo. So yeah, I think this is really good work. Maybe a hidden gem if you're into this kind of thing. If you are the dev of this and checking this out, please continue the game. I think it's really cute, especially right now when I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I could get down to a cozy game. One thing I'll say is I didn't hear like any music or sound effects, but super big fan of the art style. Super cutesy. I can see this landing with the right type of audience. So good luck to the devs on this and any future projects. All right, so now we're checking out School's Out by High TV. This one does have some audio. This is the only one that I've played before, so I do know a little bit about the game. Currently, maybe with 500,000 score, I might actually have the highest score in the world. So no big deal or anything. Gauntlet thrown. If you can beat my score, let me know in the comments. A roguelike hack and slash time trial rampage. All right, so I do know these little blue guys are the police. And basically they try to shoot you. I think this is your health here. If your health gets too low, then that is like your lose condition. He said something about like a time trial, but I don't really, so when the time gets to 0. So maybe there, oh, but there's also time here. Not too sure. Let's just keep going and see how this plays out. So from my earlier run, I really like the extended bar because A, you can cut through walls, which is goated, and B, it's just like a bigger range to get stuff. So that seems to be like the meta from my experience. But what do I know? I'm just the highest score holder in the world. So take it with a grain of salt, you know? Dead. We getting a wide blade. Maybe that could be pretty cool too. I think length is probably better than width, but I could see both of them probably being beneficial. One thing I'll say from, oh, hey, yo. No. That's messed up. The police are now afraid of you is crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that just got rid of my need to manually turn the blade. Now it's just more or less, okay, we'll take it. It happens twice and it's a legendary. It's destined to be. I don't get the Milwaukee County Sheriff reference. Oh shoot, we can go through walls with that, which is pretty nice. One thing I will say is that the difficulty seems to be a little bit too easy, especially if we're talking a roguelike. You know, you want it to be pretty difficult. And I remember my first playthrough, oh, that's awesome. I just tanked to death because like it didn't seem that nice. We're a Beyblade now, baby. It didn't seem like I was going to ever lose. Like basically you get kind of to this level here and there's just so much chaos and so much everything that you're able to just continuously increase your score. So maybe note to the dev, increase that difficulty. And then the actual optimization of it is a little bit unfortunate. I definitely feel the game chugging, and I have, you know, a pretty strong PC overall. It is a browser-based game. I don't know if there's a way to download it, maybe, or almost certainly. That would help improve performance, but just, nah, give me a 4th chainsaw. Might honestly be overkill. I don't know if it's doing anything, but yeah, the optimization seems to be a little unfortunate. Like it's definitely chugging. I know it's a lot of things on screen, especially in a game like this, but another like easier option would be just adjust the values, right? Like you don't need so many people on the screen if you change the way the game feels. And that kind of ties into what I was saying earlier about the difficulty. Right now, it just kind of feels like slice things infinitely until your PC dies. If you tweak those values and it becomes a little bit harder, then the game won't need the like crazy amount of things on the screen to get that same sort of like sensation or feeling. Like time right here, it appears that we just can't lose. Like the time isn't going down. I don't know if it caps out. That's I think really my qualm with the game. It's not necessarily like my favorite game ever. I wouldn't say it's a bad game by any means, but I also don't think I'd say it's like a hidden gem. It's something that seems to be early on in development. I hope that, you know, the dev can kind of tweak those values, get some better performance, get a little bit more engaging gameplay going on. I think that's one of the biggest things when you're making a game, especially if you're a solo dev, is you don't really have anybody to tell you, hey, this is what this feels like to me. Like you kind of get in that headspace of you're making the game and you know all the tips and tricks and ins and outs, but getting that feedback is really critical. So that's why I try to give as much like detailed feedback as possible, help out these devs to think of it in a different lens. But overall, definitely not a bad game, just not something I would play in the current state for a really long time. And I would encourage the dev to really just kind of work on tweaking those values. You don't need as much stuff, just kind of make the police more of a threat, make each kill worth more points, and then that way the game kind of doesn't chug along and you can get a little bit more satisfaction. And we have now officially beat our high score. I've played similar games to this, and you know, using those types of techniques, I think they've achieved kind of what I feel like the dev for this game is going for. So I definitely keep on working on it, and maybe we can check it out again in the future and see if those adjustments kind of increase the playability and so forth. But as it sits, we're gonna sit right here. We're gonna tank a death. Oh no, we gotta sit here for a hot minute. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the next game. But all in all, a pretty cool little game. Yeah, nice. All right, so next up we have, I'm gonna assume that it's pronounced Piou Piou, and this is by Skanky Dev on itch. Right off the rip, this is a download game only. One thing I hope that they can get implemented is the ability to resize the window. Truth be told, this is the game that I was actually most excited to check out, because when I was a kid, there was a game that I played on the Game Boy Advance. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was called, but it was very, very similar in this game, where it's like a space shooter. You're flying up and down and all around. Immediate flashback. When I saw this game, that's exactly the first thing that I thought about, was that game. So hopefully this kind of scratches that nostalgia itch for me, and I'm excited to give it a shot. Whoa, boy. Oh my goodness. Okay. We are zipping, dude. Holy cow. Okay. The keys are far too sensitive, and we are flying, dude. Like, I'm outrunning the bullets, I think, because I'm shooting. Like, I hear the sound effect. Oh my gosh. No score. Okay, so I think I see, well, no, because that parallax is different. Like, this has got to be an error. Maybe this is like a frame rate issue, where the dev, you know, has things set up in such a way that the frame rate, I really don't know, but this doesn't feel right? Like, I wish I could show exactly how little I'm touching the keys to get this movement. It just doesn't feel right. And then the way that we're flying past, and the fact that I'm not seeing anything on the screen, I really think that's the issue that we're running into, is that we're just absolutely ripping this bad boy. So definitely some major bugs to be worked out in that regard. And I mean, it could be as simple as, you know, a line of code needing to be switched from time to delta time, or whatever the case may be, but, or probably a few lines of code, but it's definitely not running as intended, unfortunately. And that's sad, because this is the game that I most wanted to play. Like, I was pretty hyped coming into this. I got no money, so I can't buy anything, unfortunately. But we can still check out the next environment. I think in the devlog, he said there's a total of 4 levels. But yeah, it looks like there's things flying past. So that's just what's happening. Yeah, we're outrunning the bullets. Man, that's unfortunate. But yeah, that's definitely what's happening, is that we're just running too fast. Just checking out the pictures and everything. It looks super interesting. This is what caught my eye and kind of what got me interested in the game. But yeah, I think that graphic setting is, so see right here, he's running at FPS 181. Let me see really quickly if I didn't notice a frame counter. Yeah, man, you hate to see it, unfortunately, but I think that's what the issue was that we were just running into far too many frames. If you are the dev of this, hopefully you are able to take this and get it adjusted just a little bit and make it a little bit more stable for people on different systems. Kind of like I was talking about in the last little segment of the video, one of the hardest parts about being a solo dev is that you don't have people giving you feedback about your game. You don't have a lot of people on different systems to see how your game might interact. I made this really cutesy little cat game that really should not have been that crazy, right? And I had a chain link fence in the game that absolutely tanked frame rate for other people, but I couldn't tell because on my system it worked just fine. So people on different systems, and it was one of the first parts of the game, so it was immediate crash, and it took so long to figure out what that issue was for me. So that's another thing that I hope to accomplish with videos like this, is just giving you a different set of of hardware to test your game out on and to see kind of what the results of that might be. So no disrespect to this dev at all. It looks like a super cool game. If you're watching, maybe give it a shot and let me know what your results are, how the game performs for you, and tell the dev as well, you know, these are my system specs and this is what I'm experiencing, things like that. But overall, like, it looks super promising. I think if I was able to get a playthrough, this seems again like it would be right up my alley. No disrespect to the dev. Hopefully he can get it kind of sorted out, and I look forward to trying it again in the future. Right, so last but absolutely not least, we're going to be checking out Mellow's Garden today. One thing I gotta say right off rip, devs seem super active. They dropped an update a week ago, a week before that, 5 days before that. So like, they're really working on this. It says a game by Mingo, but then there's a lot of people in the credits. I'm not sure if this is just maybe like the people he acquired these from, or if these are the, like, this is the team and these are the people working on the team. I'm not 100% sure, but I did have to restart the game, unfortunately, because I played through a whole like segment and did not realize that the music started out at like 5% volume. So maybe like adjust that starting volume, because it definitely helps. We're gonna delete that. I love that they have save files. That's pretty cool, and something that I've personally struggled to get implemented in a game well. So that's awesome. But the music helps sell the vibe. I gotta say that for sure. Oh, what? It was not dark on my last playthrough. Nice, but the sun is rising, baby. New dawn. All right, so I do know that I want to pick these weeds. That's basically, I was able to figure out how to pick stuff up and plant carrots. That's all that I was able to do before I switched up. Let's see. This is the carrot guy. And the economy in this game is absolutely crazy, man. You buy a corn seed for $200,000. Backpacks cost like 30 grand. And then homeboy over here is slinging weed for $1. So their priorities are a little out of whack. One thing, actually, I kind of want to test it, but I'm gonna just go ahead and assume I can buy, yeah. So theoretically, I could just buy 10 flowers, right? Right off rip. And I'm just gonna assume, but just as, you know, something that I can let the devs know as a future-proof thing. You don't want your players to be able to spend all of their money and kind of like soft lock their game right off rip, especially because there's not like a lot of introduction to the game. It's a little bit self-explanatory, but I was kind of walking around for a minute before I figured out exactly what the game was expecting. So just as a note, you might have some players out there like me that don't have all brain cells firing at 100%, and they soft lock their game right off rip. So whether you just bar the sale of stuff if you don't got money, or they have to complete a little tutorial, or however you kind of see fit. When you sell, it looks like you sell everything at once. So we will just buy as many carrots as possible. Oops. That is something I did and continue to do, even though I know it's a negative. So maybe an opportunity for improvement there. I keep pushing escape to get out of the menu, just as like a reflex, like second nature. So maybe set that up somehow. And I keep wanting to click to plant. I know it's E, but I keep clicking like a little goober. But yeah, so it's basically plant your stuff, let your stuff grow. You can talk to these people. This guy has beef with Strawberry. Oh, now we could buy? Oh, no, we can't. She handles talking. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I think he's just mean, maybe. I don't get that guy's character, but he is not. The first time I talked to him, he was something about, he made like an underhanded comment about Strawberry, like the little person right next to him. And I don't know if they're friends or what. Can't buy it. What is the point of a watering can? I'm curious. We're gonna plant as many carrots as possible. I really want to dadgummit. See what I mean? I want to see if a watering can maybe makes things grow faster, or if things grow at different speeds, like onions take longer, that kind of thing. That's what I'm curious about. And in the meantime, we'll try to pretty this place up. Pick all these little weeds. I don't want to pick the flowers because I have to buy them again. It doesn't like go to my inventory, or that I could find at least. Give me my carrots. Also, it would be cool to have a, oh yay, we'll grow 1 onion and a couple carrots. But it would be cool to have a adjustable sensitivity meter because it is a little bit fast for me. But I don't mean to be overly negative. There's a lot of really cool things right off rip that I love about this game. The aesthetic is beautiful. The square sun is awesome. The skybox is cool. It would be nice to have like just a little terrain out here to kind of make the vastness not seem so crazy. Even if it's just like a valley, you know, like you get, ooh, look at this onion. Okay, yeah. So perfect. The onions do grow slower. I'm gonna assume that we make more bread off the onions. Actually, let me go see if I can sell stuff to this guy. Maybe that's what he's all about. I've never talked to him when I had any. Nope. He don't like us, maybe. And I know he doesn't like strawberry. But Riley gave us $200. And then I think maybe strawberry sells like decoration stuff. So we could really start kind of, oh yeah. Oh yeah, so it seems like that's, oh, options for days. Yeah, so that seems kind of like more or less the end goal of the game, is that you want to be able, oh, we're still on the first day and I got all these crops of carrots and onions. Oh, we're cooking. We're cooking. It might be a carrot and onion soup, but we're cooking. But heck yeah, man. So yeah, super cute little game. I don't mean to be overly critical at all. The devs mentioned over and over, you know, that this is something that they're working on in the fairly early stages. And again, they are putting out the updates. So absolutely no hate, man. This is shaping up to be a really cute little game. I like these trees. I've modeled some trees kind of like that before. Very cutesy. Flowers are awesome. I like the variety in the flowers. But yeah, it seems like that's kind of the goal, is that you want to get your farm going. I'm going to assume that some of those expensive things are going to take a hot little minute to grow. But in doing so, you're going to be able to buy some really cool things to start customizing. I'd love to have like a little fenced in garden area. I don't think there was like houses, like some outdoor lamps, little chairs and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of promise here, a lot of cute things. I would say if you are a dev that's like sourcing these assets, like getting a bunch of them kind of early on would be huge, because that's going to be where a lot of the longevity for these styles of games come from. Is oh, music switched a little abruptly there. But that's where a lot of the longevity is going to come from, is like that customization. The grid locking mechanism could use a little tuning. I think it doesn't always go where I want. That might also tie into the sensitivity. I was saying I think a sensitivity slider might benefit the game a bit. But yeah, man, there's a lot of really cute things going. Just getting that kind of groundwork ready to make it a bit more robust, to give a little bit more incentive for the player to stick around long enough to get some of these. It's like the cheapest fence is $400, right? And I get it, it's a farming game, you know. There's something to be said for how quickly my carrots grow. It's 10 a.m. and I've gotten multiple rounds of crops. It is cute. The aesthetic is awesome. The music fits. I get huge Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, Minecraft style. What's that Disney game? The Dreamlight Valley kind of vibes from this, and it's cutesy. It works really well. I wish the devs all the luck in this game and like going forward in the future. But as it sits right now, it's a very promising proof of concept. I'm not falling off the ledge. The camera isn't going super wonky. There are things that are working well. And I really hope to see this kind of continue. This is going to be one that's on my personal radar. I'm definitely going to be coming back to this in the future to give it another look. So great job, Mingo and or the team. We'll definitely be circling back to this one in the future. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video today, guys. If you enjoyed, please consider giving a like, a comment, a subscribe if you're so inclined. I really enjoy making this type of content, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of y'all watching. If you are interested in this background right behind me and you want to make it your interactive desktop wallpaper, I do have a link for that in the description. This is something I put a lot of time and work into, not only creating the scene that you see behind me in Unreal Engine, but then I took it into Wallpaper Engine, took it a little step further, and just made it like this interactive playground for you to have on your desktop. So if that's something you're interested in, check the link in the description below. Don't be afraid to give a shout out to these devs, encourage them. Of course, no negativity once again. And thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.